What's up, y'all? Today we're gonna be talking about bodywork. A lot of people consider bodywork usually being done, right? A lot of people really don't know what it consists of, and some people get confused with Bondo. Some people think that there's not supposed to be Bondo on your car, but it's definitely supposed to be Bondo. If you want to go the route where you're doing like a metal and dolly, you know, that shit takes like years and it costs a lot of money. And those are usually for like super rare, high-end old school cars, like not just these cars. You know, I don't really think that it's beneficial. I don't really think it's beneficial to really be trying to take a car like this and leave it in metal. And the reason I'm gonna say that is because when they came from the factory, these particular cars were kind of like, they were real assembly line. Like a lot of, each car is not the same. Some of them, the doors might have been put on with this different amount of shims. There's a lot going on with these cars per se, and how they were engineered and how they were put together, like, you know, that whole concept. So basically with me, I'm gonna give you an example, like this car right here. This car came with the bodywork supposedly done already. So the car was in primer. And then a lot of people, like a lot of customers, they might go to a body man and take their car back in primer and then think that, you know, the car is like ready to go. And usually a customer won't really know because they don't do body work. But the body man most time knows before they let the car go out the shop whether or not it's like super straight, and they know what it takes. So for me, I would say like one of these cars, like I like to prime these cars. Firstly, if I'm going to the metal, I want to go to the metal and then treat the metal. I use Osphol, which is like a green, kills the rust. You know, you wipe the car down, you know, you let it sit overnight, come back the next day, wipe it off. And so yeah, so then from there, we would use epoxy primer. Epoxy primer is what you would put on metal, kind of like seals everything up. Once we go with epoxy primer, then we would block the car. Epoxy primer is pretty rough. Like you're gonna have to use like a sharp cutting sandpaper, like maybe 150 or 180 grit. So once you get the car blocked down and you see all your low spots, you see everything that's, you know what I'm saying, the spots where the waves would be at, because all the low spots you see would be where there's a wave. That would be a wave if you're looking down the side of the car. So once we do all our body work, then we would prime it. I like to use like a polyester primer, high build primer, and usually that helps fill if there's any waves or low spots I might have missed. Once I do that, I prime it with like 3 coats of that, 4 coats of that. I block that down with like 180, and then I prime it with 2K primer. 2K primer is the last primer you're gonna use before you go into the paint shop or to the paint booth. So I'm gonna use this as an example. Some people, I got this car and some of the body work was already done, or the body work was claimed to be done. It's all in primer, as you can see. I blocked it down with 180. So after I blocked it down, there was a ton of spots on the car. Like I'm gonna give you an example. Like, so when you spray your guide coat, you can usually use like a powder or a spray. I use spray. A low spot would be, like it would be black still, because the sanding block is not able to, the sandpaper is not making contact with the spot because it's low, it's sunk in, so it's not level. So that's where you see, that's where there would be a wave. So where there's a wave, you would need to apply a little light body filler, which is Bondo, or you could use like glazed putty, depending on how high and low, or how low, you know, deep the low spot is. So basically, we at that point now. So like, this car has been primed and body worked and metal worked, but as you can see, all the spots that I put Bondo, those were like all waves and you know, lumps and, you know, low key little bit of dent here and there. So yeah. So once we done with this, and this part is important because the straighter you can get it, and the more of these dents that you can fill up and take care of, low spots, whatever it is that you got to take care of, now's the time to do it before you put your last primer. When you put your last primer, you don't want to really be breaking through and be seeing like Bondo spots, and you just want it to be gray when you're done sanding, completely gray. So when it's completely gray, that means you put enough primer. If it's not gray and you see some spots that's yellow on your, that means that you didn't put enough primer. So it's very important that your last coat, your last primer session, you put enough. I like 3-4 coats of primer, 2K primer. And then if you find any spots after that, then you would just spot prime along the way. You know what I'm saying? So at first I had a body man, and having a body man, you know, it worked out for a while, but after a while it didn't work out because my quality, I start pushing what I expect out of my work, and the body man's not able to meet those expectations. He has his own way and I have my way, and we were having a lot of conflict with that. Certain things he may want to leave and I don't want it to leave. So, and at that time I didn't really do body work like that. So when we parted ways, I just had no choice but to kind of get my hands dirty, and I started really doing it real like frequently every day, and I got good at it. So like this car is an example. Like I did the body work on this car, and I already primed it, and I already, put the guide coat. I use spray guide coat. You can use powder, like I said. But if you walk around this car, you'll see like the volume, the body itself. It looks like, it looks great. So that's kind of where all my lines are good. And if there's any fine tuning I got to do, I'll be doing it when I'm blocking them. So if I'm blocking, if I see anything that's going to be a issue, I'll fix it then. Because the thing about these cars is the more straighter you get them, and the better you get the body work, and the flatter you get it, you're going to be able to see any little small ding or dent or wave or anything else. So some painters will tell you, like, you really can never stop going. You could just keep going and going and going and going and going and going and going. So yeah. So now I'm gonna show you like what type of Bondo I use. I don't really use cheap Bondo. So cheap Bondo is like this shit right here. Like this stuff right here. When it looks that color, that's cheap ass Bondo. You don't want to use that stuff, right? So this is the stuff I use. I've been using this I've been around this stuff for a long time. That's what I use. You can get it for like 50 to 100 bucks. That's what I use. It sands easy, it dries fast, and I don't have a lot of problems, using it. It doesn't give me any issues. It doesn't give me any blowback. So when I'm using a product and it doesn't give me any blowback, then that's the product I'm gonna stick with. Yeah, look at this car right here. You see down there how everything's crispy, lines, everything's, even in here, sometimes people like will do body work and like leave, like in here will be filthy. It's important. All that stuff makes the overall appeal of the paint job. When it's done, then it looks like, damn, like it looks good because everything's crispy, everything's where it's supposed to be. So that's what I'm gonna be doing for the next like 3 or 4 days. I did the fender, I did the front cap. I'm doing that door. I did this quarter. I gotta do this trunk, over to this quarter, over to the door, and then I can prime the car like this. And after we prime the car like this, we're pretty much gonna be ready for paint. So we're gonna sand everything, block sand. If there's any issues, like I said, we're gonna hit it along the way, prime the spot again, and keep going. And then we'll double back and fix what we gotta fix. We'll double back and fix what we gotta fix. So, yeah, that's what we doing. That's what we doing. Very important, man. It's real thin. It's not a lot of Bondo. It's not a lot. Real light coat. Real light. You don't want it to be too heavy. And like right here, I had like low spots. So instead of like, I had too many of them. So instead of trying to fill them all, I just do one swipe. So what's gonna happen is the excess Bondo is gonna be done. I'm gonna be done sanded it all off. So when I'm done, you'll only see the spots that needed to be filled. You won't see Bondo everywhere. So you won't see it like that much. So I use tape to guide, my lines and stuff. I want to make sure, you know what I'm saying? Like, so yeah, so once I finish this door, I don't really like to rush. I take my time. I'm gonna only prime. I could prime the whole car at one time. I would, but I like to, when I'm moving along, I like to just do it that way. So that gives me some type of motivation. Like I'm working, I'm getting stuff done. Like I got this side prime, I go to the next side. Instead of trying to just, you know what I'm saying? Always try to use your time wisely. Don't waste no time. So when you get done with a side of body work, whatever you get done, prime it. If you got to do more, you do that body work, because you could have somebody helping you sand the stuff that's primed already because you done primed it. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, so that's what we're doing. Like in a couple minutes, we're gonna come back. I'm gonna sand this. I'm gonna block sand this door, and then we'll come back and then I'll show you what it looks like, and we'll go from there. This block right here, let me show you. This is one I'm gonna use. This one I'm gonna use because that's a long area, so I don't want to be going backwards. I'm about to pull out a bad boy right here. My boy Stubbs put me on to these, man. I wish I would have known about them a lot sooner. But my boy Stubbs, man, S&S Motorsports, old Stubbs, showed me about these right here. Yep, they even make a paper like if you want a wet sand, like for people who do buffing and stuff. So, yeah. They got these ones are like the all the way stiff ones, and then they have others with, they're like ribbed so they can flex. Those are more for less straighter. The direction of the block, you can already see. See? It's high and low. High. You don't gotta work hard, you just gotta let the sandpaper do what it gotta do. You already see. So now, once you see that, all right, leave it. We'll make sure the edges are off. Like I'll come back and deal with that. Make sure you're feeling. It's usually uncomfortable trying to stand the bottom of the door. All right. Now you see what we gotta fix. Take the other one. Gotta give yourself a little break because that shit was strenuous. See the direction? Cross action. So you go like this, and you make sure you constantly feeling. Constantly feeling. See? You gotta press hard. See? Once I get it all like close to being even, then I'm gonna spray it again. When I spray it again, then that's gonna be good. saying? Start seeing like the shape of it. And make sure it's all even. Still high. Still high. Right here. Right here. What happened? Let me take out this other one right here. Where's that other big one at? Oh, right there. So now I'm kind of happy with this. Yep. That's pretty much what we left with. Oh, my back. So yeah, pretty much clean the line up. So then when I prime this right here, it'll be ready to go then. This is usually what I'm working with right here, these blocks. I got the linear blocking tools and then the 3M ones. I got more though, these are the main ones I use. I don't really too much stray away from those. This is where I get my workout in, this is how I stay young. So yeah, that's pretty much what it feels like. Let's see. See? You don't want to feel no edges. You want it to be like it's a part of the door. What? Just a tad. There you go. Right here is an issue. Right there. Whoop. So you see? That's it. So now I gotta put something. I gotta fix this area right here. And then we can put some primer. So that pretty much wraps it up for this episode. This is what I'm showing y'all. Hopefully it can lead up to eventually, like I said, I'm trying to do some classes and include you guys on some classes, maybe online and maybe in person, but my exit is gonna be me showing you guys how to do this, so the same way I know how to do it. So yeah, like, subscribe, share the channel. We're gonna be dropping some videos this week, next week, the week after. We're gonna be at Nava Car Show on Easter, seeing what our stuff look like. We're gonna be at Rick Ross Show in June. So yeah, that's it, man. Y'all have a good day. Hit Factory Customs. Ah, damn. All right, come on, Ace. So we put a quarter on, but now we putting this, trying to get this lip on the inside right. So you see what he doing. That's from him test fitting the skirt. But yeah, you getting that inside lip right. Got the quarter right. So this is just some of the metal work we doing. Yeah. We're gonna have to come through and straighten out the floors. After we get done with the quarters, we're gonna do these floors, tidy up this, whatever job they said they did to this car here. We're gonna put a firewall in. We got a real nice firewall for them. And yeah, this is Josh's car. It's gonna be real nice. 73 frame off. Got a nice color, nice top, nice scheme. It's gonna be nice and crispy. People gonna love this one, so. Okay, I'll call him. Okay. So I got my boy Black over there doing the welding. Soon he gonna be painting too. So yeah, that's what's going on, man. We got Puncher over there. We just put a little firewall in there. Put a firewall, flat firewall. This car is like halfway done. I don't know if you can zoom in on the radiator support and stuff over there, but we're gonna have a real nice color too. So yeah, that's what we doing. Once again, like, share, subscribe. Trying to give y'all some more footage, let y'all see what's really going on instead of just showing you the car when it's painted. So hopefully y'all can pick up on some things, and like I said, drop a comment. I'm gonna get with y'all. Peace. That's two.